and welcome to today's workout, which is using a mini band. So I picked these up, they come in packs of 3 different weights. This one is the medium one, comes light, medium, heavy, and they just add a bit of weight. So it's an alternative to using hand weights. However, if you don't have these, and they are very cheap, I think mine costs €5 for a pack of 3, you can do the whole workout without them. So if you have a band, we're going to put it around our thighs, so just sort of mid-thigh level, and stand with our feet just about hip bone distance apart, and we're just going to do some nice breathing to start up. So we're going to inhale, arms to a T, exhale, flex forward, inhale, come up into just a slight extension, nothing extreme, and then exhale, push those arms wide, and again, slight bend in the knee. And out again. Should feel nice on the spine. Down, and last one. And down. Good. So let's get our legs warmed up. We're going to come to one side of the mat, go into sort of a comfortable squat, as comfortable as squats ever are. We're just going to do some crab walks. So we're going to stay low and go out together, out together, out together. Good. So if you feel it helps to use your arms, do that. It helps us warm up. We'll take them out. Anything to distract us from those legs. Should be getting the heart rate up a little bit as well. Let's do 4 more. Three. Two. And last one. And back. Good. So, legs should be feeling a little bit warmer now. Maybe the heart rate's raised a little. So we're going to hold in the centre now, and our feet are come quite wide, but the toes are pointing forward. We're going to go into a side squat, and then if you can, come up to a knee raise and balance. So back, the bum goes back, and then up and balance. Good. Doing 6 of these. So this is 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now we're going to do side squat, stay low, parallel squat, and then push the arms up to stand. So side squat, parallel squat, stand. Good. 6 like that. Two more. Try and stay low. Is that the last one? One more. Sit. Good. Now we're going to hold the leg up, and we're just going to push it out as if we're pushing against a wall. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. If you need to hold on to a chair or maybe a countertop or a wall to keep balance, do that. Last one. Now if you can, we're going to hover the toe just on the ankle and do some oysters here. Now if this is too much, leave your toe just gently on the floor and do those oysters so the hips are externally rotating. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squat down. Great, so let's do that on the other side. So we're going to start with those side squats to a balance for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we go side squat, parallel squat, and then push back, just activate the triceps. Side, parallel, stand tall. Side, parallel. If you want to come onto your toes when you do the standing tall, do that. Bit of extra balance. Bit of ankle strength. 2 more. And last one. Good. Now, getting your balance. And then we push out and in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then for the oysters, out and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, let's do 8, 6, 7, 8, squat down and up. Great job. So you should be feeling legs are warm, glutes are warm, great little opening section for balance, functional strength. So let's come to the end of our mat now, and we're going to roll down just to get a bit more movement through the spine. So inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest, flex forward using those abdominals, rolling down, just hold at the bottom, then inhale, exhale, use those abdominals to bring yourself back up to standing, and let's roll the shoulders down and back at the end, at the top. Again. And down, and then try and get as much movement as you can. Don't come up in one big section. And let's do one more. And up. And this time we're going to roll down and go to a 4-point kneeling. So inhale, exhale. And then let's walk out into a 4-point kneeling position on the mat. Okay, so we're just going to do some nice cat and cow stretches. Again, just to warm up that spine. So keeping the band around our thighs if you're using one. We're going to really push through those arms, make sure we've got a nice flat back. We're not arching, we're not being an angry cat just yet. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. Arch that back up, making sure the feet stay in contact with the mat. And then exhale, we're just going to come to a slight extension here. So eye gaze goes to the wall in front of you. And then inhale, exhale, arch. And extend. 2 more. And last one. Again, just to make sure that spine's nice and warm, we'll just do a little bit of rotation. So lifting the arm up and then threading it through. And if you can, rest the shoulder. And one more. You may find that one side's easier to rotate than the other. I certainly feel that. And down, another side. Open up and rotate through. And again, opening up and rotating. Good. So staying in our 4-point kneeling now, we're going to again push through those hands, tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the knees into the hover plank and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. One more. Lift up, making sure those elbows aren't locked. The eye gaze is to the end of the mat, and you're really using those abdominals to support you. And down. Okay, so now we're going to lift up and we're going to push the band out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. then push up into an downward facing dog, lower into that hover and push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Now just widen the feet slightly and just really push into that downward facing dog. Then lower the knees, and we're going to lower onto our tummy. We can get rid of the band now, just for now. So our arms are going to be long, and we're going to do our swimming prep. So we're going to inhale as we lift one arm on the opposite leg. Now we're thinking length, not height. And switch. And switch. Good. So use those abdominals to support the lower back. And the leg lifts from the glute, hamstring, then the rest of the leg. Okay. Use the breath pattern which helps you. 2 more either side. Good. And rest down, just rock from side to side. So we're now going to bring those arms to a goalpost position. Okay, glutes and hamstrings pulling down. Heels are slightly turned in, just to allow us more space in the pelvis. So we're now going to lift the head, lift the arms. We shoot the arms straight out, and then the elbows come to the ribs, back to your goalpost, and down. Again, lifting up. Arms go to like a star shape. Pull the elbows to the ribs and down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, arms shoot. Inhale, elbows come to the ribs. And then exhale, lower down. Good. And down. And last one. And down. Great job. So we're now going to rest onto our forearms. Okay, so we're inside a mini sphinx position. Make sure that you're not collapsing here. We're really pushing through those elbows. And we're just going to lift the knees to kind of hover in a little plank and hold. And then lower into your sphinx. And again, lifting the knees so the core really pulls up to the back. And extend. 2 more. Hover. And extend. And last one. And down. Great. So, if you have a band, back round the thighs. And we're going to come onto our side. So we're resting on our elbow. We have one knee bent, the other foot is long, and we're going to come into a modified side plank. Okay, so our top hand is going behind the head, and we're going to rotate towards the mat and up. So keep the hips high and rotate as much as you can. 3, 4, 5, we're doing 6, so 1 more. 6, and lower it down. Good. Now staying on that elbow, so really making sure you're lifting here and we're not collapsing into the neck. So we're just going to lift and lower the top leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to kick the leg forward with a flex foot and then extend back with a pointed toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, make sure you're not rocking in the pelvis, and 1. We're going to lower down onto our arm and bring the legs forward, so we're in a slight banana shape. We're going to lift both legs up, and then we're going to scissor the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold everything up and lower it down. Good. Pushing up, and we'll just do a quick counter stretch. Good. And then let's roll around to the other side. So elbow resting modified side plank first. Okay, so lifting up, top arm is behind the head, and we rotate for 6, 5. Rotation is coming from the rib cage, not from the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down, leg lifts. Can't remember how many we did. Let's do 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now a side kick and back. So really use abdominals to control that leg. So we don't want to be rocking around. For 3, 2, and 1. Everything lowers down. Legs come slightly forward. Lifting both up. Let's do those scissors for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. And come up for a counter stretch. Good. So let's take the band from our thighs now, and we're going to have it around our wrists. Okay, so we're coming up into a nice seated position. We have a nice straight back and we're not slouching. We're sitting up high on those sit bones. Our feet are parallel, hip bone distance apart. Okay, and we're just going to roll back. And if you have a band, just push out slightly on the band. It just activates the shoulders. Roll up and straighten. Good. And lift. Really pull those abdominals back to create your nice C shape. Stay in your C and then extend up to straight. So again, it's all about creating that C shape with the spine, not how far you can go back. And up, 4 more. Three. If you've got the band, you should be feeling this a little bit in the shoulders. 2. And last one. And up. Okay. So now we're going to roll down. So we're in a nice comfortable place. We're going to rotate to the left and center. Right. Center. Good. Left. Right. 3. 4. We'll do 6. 5. Really getting into those obliques. And last one. 6. Rolling up. Let's just put our hands on our knees. Just extend slightly. We roll the shoulders. Okay, so if you have a band now, put it in your hands so your thumb is on the top. So your band is there. We're going to roll back and hold here, and we're just going to do some bicep curls. So it feels like nothing, but if you've got a band, or actually without, you can feel it. So for 8, 7, staying in that deep C, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling up, just put the band down, hold on behind the thighs, and extend up. Excellent job. Okay, we're going to roll onto our back now, putting the band back behind the thighs. Hold on behind the thighs, and we'll roll down onto our backs. Feels nice to lie here. So let's just do, I'd say 3 hip rolls, just to ease off those hip flexes. So tucking the pelvis towards the rib cage, peeling up till you feel a nice opening across the hips, but you're not flaring the ribs. So I don't mean push them out, you're keeping them nice and connected. Pushing into those big toes to make sure the inner thighs are activated, and then going down 1 vertebra at a time. Release at the bottom. So do 2 more in your own time. And down. Feels nice. For me, it always feels nice to stretch out those hip flexors so get a bit squashed. And rolling down. Okay, so now we're going to lift straight up, and we're going to march alternate legs. So push your arms into the mat, and we just march and march. Good. So working those glutes again. Keeping the hips high and level. For 5, 4, my band's moving. 3, 2, and 1. If you can, hold high. We're going to come onto those 2 toes and push out on the band for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, roll it down. Okay, so final stretch, just a couple more ab exercises, and then we're done. We'll have a nice stretch. So we're going to keep 1 foot on the ground, 1 leg in tabletop, arms straight to the ceiling. We're just going to push out and in. Okay, so this is all about control of the abdominals. So we're not lifting our head, so we haven't got that weight, but you should still feel this in the abdominals. So really make sure you're using them all from the inside out to support your back. Good. Okay, so now if you wish, we're going to take the arms back, and when you bring the knee in, we're going to come up to a curl. With lengthen and lift. Try and keep your spine in neutral, so there's a little gap between your lower back and the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down. Let's switch to the other side. Okay, so head down first. Just push out and in. Good. Slow and controlled. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now if you wish, bring in the head lift, back, and curling up. Four, 3, 2, and 1. And put it down, take the band out, put it back so your thumbs are pointing through. We're just going to do 3 roll-ups, and on the 3rd one we'll stay up. So inhale, exhale, push up, spine stretch forward, straighten the spine, and rolling down, just pushing out slightly on that band. 2, and last one, and we'll stay up here. Okay, so if you have a band, I'm just going to hook it around the end of our toes. We're going to keep us straight back and just lean into the band with a straight back, feet flexed. Okay, if you haven't got a band, we're just going to put the hands slightly on the side of the each side of the legs. Just keep a flat back, should feel a nice stretch along those hamstrings. Good. So we can get rid of the band now. We don't need it. We're just going to come to a nice mermaid stretch. So try and keep both hips grounded if you can, or as much as possible. One arm goes diagonally wide. I'm just going to rewound, feel a nice stretch across the backs of the shoulders. And then we're going to open up and then rotate back down again. Opening up. So really flex over. You can now drop that elbow. That arm comes along to the ear. And then pushing up and counter stretch. Okay, and then let's switch to the other side. Okay, so hips as grounded as we can. Scooping around. Open the chest. And flex down. And last one. Bent elbow, long arm. And then coming up for a counter stretch. Good job. So just have one last quick stretch on those glutes. So seated, just cross one ankle over the other knee. Just push that knee as away from you to get more of a stretch. So everybody's individual for this. So it's just nice to release off those glutes. And then switch sides. Obviously, if you feel like you need to do more stretches, please go ahead. Do what your body needs. Good, and then come to sitting cross-legged. Okay, and we'll just take 2 nice deep breaths. And last one. And you're all done. So I hope you enjoyed it using the mini band, or without if you didn't have one. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.